We got to witness a few incredible games in the action-adventure genre this year, from excellent remakes of older titles, follow-ups to successful ones, and the beginnings of new IPs entirely. 2025 has been quite consistent with its games. Some of those titles have firmly taken root among our all-time favorites as well. But as with every other genre we've covered, some games have just surged ahead of their peers thanks to unique features and gameplay innovations that make the experience they offer just unforgettable and very entertaining to play. And of course, one of them does the job so well, it's our favorite one of the year. Without further ado, here are the nominations for the Best Action-Adventure Games of 2025. 1. Mafia: The Old Country. Going back to the early days of organized crime, this romp through the Sicilian countryside in a story that was quite interesting brings everything that's good about the Mafia franchise to the table. Its visuals were outstanding, complementing the narrative, while the gameplay remained as exciting as it has always been in the franchise. Enzo's tryst with the Teresi family is a title worth checking out if you happen to miss it earlier this year. If we were to complain, it would only be to lament that there isn't more of it to play. 2. Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. Blending the best of the original experience and Sigma 2, this one took us right back to fond memories of the game, while getting to revisit any of Ryu's adventures is always going to draw us in. But having 3 new characters to play while New Game Plus mode is an option makes this an action title that can have you very invested in its systems and mechanics. It's also quite rewarding, with the combat system allowing you to pull off some spectacular combos in battle, provided you know how to wield your weapons effectively, of course. Give this one a go for some old school fun. 3. Assassin's Creed Shadows. Hunting down the Shin Bakufu across ancient Japan was an absolute delight in the game's take on a very interesting time period. With a world designed for Naoe's unique brand of parkour and combat that allowed Yosuke to truly shine as a great take on a tank character, this was among our favorite ones to explore to its fullest. The new and improved stealth mechanics can have you clearing out entire castles without anyone even realizing you were there, which is always welcome in an Assassin's Creed title. We recommend making the most of its exploration mode if you're looking for an authentic experience. 4. Split Fiction. Mio and Zoe's excellently written story is definitely something you want to bring a friend along to. Split Fiction ticks all of the right boxes with some incredible level design, great bosses and enemies, and a premise that sets the stage for a game to truly shine. It's full of wit, charm, emotional heft, and secrets to some very popular names in modern entertainment for you to tease out. While the AI does allow you to experience the game fairly well, this one shines when there's a second player at your side. It's a game that's so much fun, you'd probably just dive right back in for the heck of it. 5. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Playing as Samus in Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is a complete blast, and despite a few unwelcome enemies on your journey this time around, this is a game that blends an excellent world with an intriguing setting that sucks you in with an explosive introductory sequence and then sets you on your way to a lot of fun. Samus gets some powers too, and using them to navigate the world around you and also in combat could be the recipe for a lot of fun evenings if you decide to give this one a go. 6. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. Konami did well to bring a near-perfect remake of the original Snake Eater, allowing an entirely new generation of gamers to learn more about why this franchise enjoys the almost reverent respect that it does. Naked Snake's first foray with forces beyond his worldview is a pleasure to play through, and of course, there's always Fox Hunt for some multiplayer fun. This is a game that's legendary, and Delta is certainly the best possible way to experience it. It's partly due to several quality-of-life changes that Konami made, which makes it feel like a more modern Metal Gear Solid experience. 7. Hell is Us. Remy's travels across Hadia and his search for his parents might not be the most cheerful of adventures, but this is a game whose systems work very well to reward curious players with lore drops and useful items. However, only the most observant players are going to get to see more of its world, as this one has a lot to discover but almost no way to track it all, other than your own wits. It's nice to see a game that's as opaque as this one, and slowly peeling back the layers of its world and the events that transpired in the past is harrowing, yet satisfying to progress through. 8. Echoes of the End. Although Ryan and Abrams' Adventures hasn't managed to capture as much of the spotlight as Deep Silver might have hoped, it's still a solid game with a story that has many memorable moments, along with mechanics that make for fast-paced, satisfying combat. There are many memorable moments to experience in your time with this one, both part of its main story and the ones that you get to make along the way. Its voice actors do really well to sell the material they're working with, while the entire experience comes together reasonably well enough to make this one entertaining the first time you play through it. 9. Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Getting Goro to go on a swashbuckling adventure where he takes command of his own crew of pirates competing with a ship is every bit as fun as you'd imagine, and then some. It's a great story that sets the stage for Ryuga Kotoku to bring an experience that is a great showcase of Like a Dragon's popularity. The combat is a treat, and finally having a jump button is a nice way of acknowledging player feedback. The story is quite a roller coaster, while a plethora of optional activities via side content means this one is going to keep you occupied for many an entertaining hour. 10. Shadow Labyrinth. It was a delight to join Puck and Swordsman No. 8 on their adventure across a mysterious world that seems intent on hindering their journey at every turn. It's a punishing world that can push you to the limits of your skill and tactical ability, but it's all the more worth it as a result. The level design is top shelf, as are the enemies and bosses you find, making this one a game that's so good you're going to keep coming back for more. There's also a bunch of tongue-in-cheek references to other successful Bandai Namco titles and franchises if you keep a sharp eye out. 11. Death Stranding 2 on the Beach. There's a lot of action to be found across Mexico and Australia in this new adventure from Hideo Kojima, and a story that's going to leave you gaping at what the current generation of games can achieve both visually and narratively. Everything that was good about the original Death Stranding is here, along with ambitious new additions that take the franchise forward in ways that must be seen to be believed. It's a game that will have you completely invested from the very moment it begins, and we'd probably leap at any excuse to start up a new playthrough just to enjoy as much of it as we can another time. 12. Ninja Gaiden 4. With enough of the franchise's best features in it to make it a nod of respect to veteran players, while adding enough new content to make it welcoming to newcomers, Ninja Gaiden 4 has done well to bring the franchise back into relevance with style. With Ryu taking on the Dark Dragon yet again, joined by a new protagonist who brings interesting new twists to the game's combat, this long-awaited new addition to the franchise does a lot of things right, making it one of the year's finest action titles whose main narrative can have you increasingly curious to know how things pan out. 13. Hollow Knight Silksong. Silksong took the world by storm this year, and with good reason. Putting Hornet front and center of the story this time around allowed the game to take a new approach to its combat and traversal, while increasing its size and scope over the original Hollow Knight by a significant amount. The result is a game that's a near-perfect blend of exploration, traversal, combat, and story beats, which is just sublime to play despite survival being a challenging affair in its world. 14. Ghost of Yotei. The land of Azo has turned out to be a great place for you to leap onto your horse and go out seeking adventure, and any excuse to draw your weapon against deadly foes. Atsu's story of revenge is certainly compelling, but it's in the way that you guide her towards rediscovering the home that she left behind while making her a legend to be feared among the land's villains that makes this one as endearing as it is. Of course, its beautiful landscapes and brutal combat encounters make for action that's probably going to be something that we keep revisiting from time to time. This is a PlayStation exclusive that might even sell a few consoles this holiday season. 15. Dying Light the Beast. Boy, was this one good. Kyle Crane's latest tale might be darker and grittier than his past appearances, but that only serves to make this game more immersive as a result. The Beast is designed to balance exploring its excellent world against encounters with the infected that could take nasty turns if you're not smart about how you use your limited supplies. The story is a perfect example of a Dying Light game, and franchise fans are quite happy with the cliffhanger it sets up. This is definitely a game that you could take on if you're looking for some nail-biting action and a great story to frame it all. While each of those titles has been special in its own right, we're handed the challenge of picking one out of all of them as a winner. So, the winner of the Best Action Adventure Game of 2025 is Ghost of Yotei. Atsu's adventure is just so intricately crafted that wandering the lands of Azo leads you to new things to engage with so organically, you could almost forget that there are numerous systems working behind the scenes to bring them to you. This one's a masterpiece whose many systems click together in place to bring you an open-world experience like no other. While its combat is a deadly dance of blades that ends with only one of its practitioners standing around the devastation of those incapable of defeating the Onryo. And that's a wrap on our list of the best action-adventure games of 2025. In the aftermath of a year that's been this good, we can only grin with anticipation as we think of what's to come in the next one. Hey, did you know that we at GamingBolt upload new videos every day? Stick around, drop a like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And let us know what kind of content you'd like to see in the future with a comment below.